Yeah.
I wish this was a little high. I gotta order a fucking a better tripod. I'm using a ring light. The lighting looks a lot better with this ring light.
Yeah. I am interested to see how the broadcast looks in 1080p after the fact. If my bandwidth will handle it, and it should.
Look at that, no glare in the glasses, really.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Got the little background music going.
Hell yeah.
Should I leave it running through the whole show?
Shit.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, yeah?
I'll just start a little pre-roll.
Aha! You sucker! I'm not ready, man. I don't have on my eyes. And I still got gum in my mouth.
Yo, Dwayne. He
What is
dipped in
good?
here early.
What is good, Dwayne?
Hopefully the weather is pretty nice today. Oh, my God.
Oh, I know, man.
We're getting to that season. I can't wait. Oh, my God. I'm going to take the top panels off the truck this weekend.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's supposed to be almost 80 Saturday.
Diet cream soda. This shit tastes like water.
Like cream soda.
Not that water tastes bad, but this is not what I was expecting.
Have you had one of those nitro Pepsis yet?
Negative, Captain.
That's wild.
Yeah. What is it? Ain't it like energy drink Pepsi?
No, it's like, hey, baby doll.
Chile.
Same shit, different day. I hear you, buddy. What's up, Robert? Rick? Yeah, they're piling in. No, that nitro Pepsi it's like the Guinness of Pepsis, and my mom's here tonight.
The Guinness. Okay, if I touch this thing and my camera falls, yo.
Yeah. No, it's nitrogen carbonated like a Guinness.
Hello, Miss Corona. And Rick. And Robert.
I know, just a piling in nice and early. See, that's why I start the pre-roll.
Right.
Yesterday was 420 and I'm talking about pre-rolls. Yeah, it was awful skunky smelling the other day. For sure.
All my friends must be growing up because I didn't see a whole lot of people yelling 420 and then smoking joints all over my Facebook feed.
Right. Well, it's probably because it's so common now that it's not even like bragging rights anymore, you know?
Right.
About getting to the point where
that and my account's restricted right now too. That could be why.
Oh, yeah.
I just got out of Facebook jail.
Oh.
So. Some things I say apparently aren't allowed.
You're one of those people that triggers people. Well. Oh man, we got like less than a minute before we do this thing. Man.
So, how's the truck, man? How is the truck?
I'm digging it.
Even after I'm talking about after you were in a truck accident.
Right? Oh my God, that was so stupid. I'm glad it didn't do any damage to mine.
Right.
Pissed me off.
Steve is back in Michigan. Welcome back, Steve.
Whoop whoop. Well, what do you say, Jay? It's
let's do it. Hey, we can start early. Let's do it.
It's probably like 5 seconds until 8 o'clock.
Who cares? Run the intro.
Let's run that beautiful bean footage.
Did you make a new one? No.
Oh, it's supposed to be full screen.
What? There it goes. Ding ding. So I'll be honest, I hate intros. I freaking hate them with a passion, dude. Especially when I get on YouTube and then I want to find something out real quick and I gotta wait 10 minutes for somebody's. I'm like, I know you take pictures. I don't need to see 500 pictures of you taking pictures.
Yeah, that's just what it is. It is what it is. And I'm working on another one. So
because, well, you know what? I guess for something like this is a little different because we're live.
Yeah.
Or but for a video example, a video about aperture priority. Do you really need an intro for that? No.
Well, it depends on how long the intro is.
No. Yeah. Like less than 5 seconds is all right.
Yeah. What's our intro going to be? The next one? It's just going to be like us going, and then it's over. That's it.
That shit pisses me off, man. I want to get my information. I don't want to watch you.
Yeah, I get it, but it is what it is. We're just following the trends.
And like I said, I'm not talking about here.
Well, yeah, it's
talking about
it's like do as I say, not as I do.
Videos people put together for informational purposes. We ain't got no information for nobody on here, man.
Yeah. Not usually. Sometimes. Every once in a while, there's a nugget.
Right.
Most of the time, it's just a big old bag of us.
Right. A big old bag of how y'all doing.
Pretty much. For coming. Yeah. So, okay. First, I'll start off with a plug for another podcast. So
what?
Yeah. I was on a podcast Tuesday.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
It was fun. So the Photo Focus website, so they started up their podcasts again, and so I sat it was like a roundtable discussion with a few people over there. One of their authors over there, she wrote an article on basically fitness and photography. It's really cool. Just talks about just taking care of yourself, stretches before shooting and stuff like that. It's funny because people don't usually think about things like that until they hurt. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool to see that something like that brought up. It was a good read for sure. And she's got a cool website, the promptographer.com. So if you're into shooting people, she kind of gives tips on how to prompt people. I don't know what that is.
I'm stretching my shutter finger.
Man, well, so I don't know if Jason Gotti's watching tonight, but he's always talking about how hurt he is, as he gets older, which I don't know. I'm starting to feel that myself, but, just taking care of yourself so that you don't hurt from carrying gear and all that stuff. But she has a cool website that talks about prompts, how to get people to pose because she shoots people. So, and she's actually got an app coming out. So figure I'll throw that out there as well too for our listeners. The app's not out yet. She's actually been writing the whole thing herself, I guess, but if you're into shooting people, it's something to look for, I think, in the future. Is an app that'll help you prompt people on how to pose. So for somebody who doesn't shoot people, that might come in handy for somebody like me. But we talked about that. We talked about her article and her app, but we spent some time talking about NFTs, how they fit into the photography world maybe in the near future. It was a fun talk. It was pretty interesting. So if you get a chance, swing over to photofocus.com and just check out their podcast section. It's pretty good. If I do say so myself, it's about an hour long. It's about like listening to us. So it's fun. Anyways, on to the main event. Do we just jump right into the whole giveaway thing, or do we drag this out like an intro and make people wait?
No, man. Let's get it. Let's do it.
Really? Already?
That's why they're here.
For real?
Yeah, why not, man?
All right. So, man, let me do this. Let me hide the sidebar on this. Boom. Okay, so let me do a quick share, and we'll kind of talk about it. So I want to share the screen. So we upgraded StreamYard.
Dwayne said drag it out. He don't want to
drag it out.
Right now.
Right? I know. I didn't.
And we got to listen to Dwayne. He's here first every week.
Yeah, it's the Dwayne show. So I'm cool with waiting on it.
I'm cool with it.
Definitely, for sure.
No rush.
No. So I'll talk about some things that I've got planned, and I would love people's feedback on it because some of this is new to me as far as where I'll be. I'm planning a road trip this summer with my girlfriend Shelly, who's in the chat room tonight. Going to head out from Michigan and head northwest. Well, it's going to start out going southwest. We're going to loop up around Chicago, up through Wisconsin, across Minnesota, into the Dakotas. And I want to shoot the Badlands and the Black Hills and maybe see how far we got to go to hit, like, Mount Rushmore and Devil's Tower, stuff like that. And then
a couple hours. I think it's like 3 hours.
No, then that's good because we'll probably be gone for about a week or so. So there's time for that. And then kind of loop down through. I might do a pit stop in Denver for a little bit. My day job, we lit up the parking structure at Mile High Stadium, so I might swing in there, working with the facilities manager there to arrange for me to be able to photograph it at night. So a little bit of work in, and then also potentially visit like Rocky Mountain National Park and get up into the mountains. Shelly's never seen the Rockies or big mountains. She's seen the Smokies, but not the biggies. So spend some time in Colorado. And then the last leg of the trip will just be kind of cutting right across Colorado, headed east through the flatlands of Colorado, across Kansas. My personal hope is that on that leg of the trip, there's some good storm action to chase. That would be epic. And then head back home. So with that being said, if anybody has any suggestions, pit stops, cool ghost towns, stuff like that along the way on that whole route,
Sioux Falls,
reach out to me. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Yes,
Sioux Falls is a pretty cool spot. Yo, there is I don't know what it is. It's between Sioux Falls and the Badlands, and it looks like
Is it Deadwood?
No, it's not Deadwood. Okay. It's just like a little side attraction off the road, but it looks like a little replica town from Red Dead Redemption.
Okay.
It's got a church at the end of the street with the white church with the peak, and
yeah, that'd be cool.
It looks really cool. We wanted to stop, but we didn't have time to stop there. So
it's funny. Dwayne says, "Be ready for all the wall drug billboards." I've heard that they have a wall drug billboard in Antarctica. I don't know. It was on a YouTube video, so I don't know. I'll just chalk it up as.
Dwayne said 1880 town. That must be the one I was talking about. It's really cool, man.
Cool. Pretty pumped on it. I don't know what to expect in like the late June area or time frame, like weather wise. I don't know.
It'll be hot.
Yeah.
It'll be 100.
Yeah. Yay. Says the fat guy who sweats when it's 75. So that'll be fun. But yeah, it'll be an adventure for sure. So I'm looking forward to that.
Sure. So make sure when you go to the Badlands, because it's enormous, man. So there's a few entrances to the park, and we made the mistake of going into the same one every time and not really exploring.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we missed some stuff.
Yeah.
On the way out.
Yep.
So make sure you
try to get
you do your research on which part of the parks you want to see.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it looks the same.
Cool.
But you're going to want to hit all the attractions that you want to see instead of just, trying to take it all in one little area.
Yep. I'm definitely interested in the Black Hills area too. It looks
Black Hills is really cool.
Yeah.
Deadwood.
Yeah. Pretty pumped on that. So that's on the horizon. And my employer has pretty much told me you have so much vacation time, you should go to Iceland and use some of it up. So I'm going to sit down and plan that trip out for August this year. So get that one done before my travel vouchers with Icelandair expire. They expire next year, but why wait so long?
Right.
Steve says maybe check out a powwow at Pine Ridge Reservation. I would 1,000,000% be interested in that. I've seen a powwow in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and it's the coolest thing ever. It's funny. I won't go too lengthy into this, but I grew up my entire life under the impression that my great-grandmother was married to a Cherokee, and we had made this assumption that all of her children were from him, so that you go down the family tree and I have Cherokee in me. I spent my entire life thinking this, and then find out that my cousin did one of those 23andMe and did some investigation and learned through a lot of digging that my great grandmother had her 1 or 2 kids from a previous husband. And then I think there was a divorce, which is kind of shameful back then, I guess, but she remarried to this gentleman who's Indian. So, nope, no Indian in me. But I spent my entire life thinking that was a part of my heritage. I'm still super into it and excited by that culture. And I was a little bummed out to find out that is not a part of me. I've literally spent my whole life all the way up until about a year ago thinking that, and I'm 48. So yeah.
But you know what? I don't know how good I trust those things, dude. Because my cousin just took one. Right?
Yeah.
And she's my first cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad and my mom are brother and sister.
Yep.
And her thing came back 0% Mexican.
Yeah.
And her dad is full-blooded. She's 50%.
Somebody's messing around with the mailman or whatever. I mean, that's what happened on our side of the family, apparently. But there's no disputing my Mexican heritage at all. That's 100% not in dispute. So we're good there. But yeah, so I guess to get back to Steve's comment about powwow, if I had the opportunity, I would be all up over it. Hey, Ryan made it on the show tonight. What's going on, Mr. Fisher? How's the Lehigh Valley treating you guys over there? Hopefully good. So I'm gonna get this wrong, but the Ogallala Nation powwow is in August. We won't be there then. I might be in another country at that point. So, but I'll keep my eye open for anything else. Definitely on that trip. So again, like I said, any feedback you guys have got, just reach out to me. Points of interest, things like that. Totally be all about it. Oh, hey, should I ask? See. Yeah. Is it bothersome that there's background music, you guys? Can you hear it?
Can you hear the elevator music back there, guys?
Well, I don't want to put anything like too.
It sounds great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of who we are. We're mellow.
Okay. Well, here I'll put it back onto some chill.
That sounds like some whiskey drinking music right
there. Yeah. All is well here for me, sir. Definitely well. So, just looking forward to that warmer weather. Okay, good. Rick said they can hear the music, and nobody has told us.
Does anybody want us to turn it off? Is what
that's probably the better question. That's the better question.
Right. Yeah. Does the music suck? Is it annoying? Are you guys like, turn that shit off to yourselves?
Right.
But just don't want to put it in the chat.
Yeah. So I'm kind of interested to hear how shooting with your new camera's been, because you've had some shoots now.
I had a senior shoot and I shot a wedding. And
so you just jumped in guns blazing with this camera.
I was nervous because the first thing I shot was the wedding.
Yikes! With the new camera, yeah.
And I didn't even bother to. I mean, it took me a week to realize I needed better memory cards in there, because the memory cards I had weren't good enough.
Oh, it buffered when you're doing burst shots.
Oh, it won't even record video with some of the weaker cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it does 120 in camera.
Okay.
So I wanted to do some of that. But anyway,
for sure.
I like it, man. I mean, it definitely feels, the grip on it's really nice. I kind of feel like I'm holding a old DSLR.
Nice.
Because it's chunky, you know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm gonna drop it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the so when I did the senior shoot, it's set up to where you can. So I had the young lady go through her photos, and you'll be able to push a button, and then when you open it up in Lightroom, it shows you what photos she selected that she liked. Yeah, that didn't work.
Oh no, it didn't work. Okay.
No, I unless she didn't push the right button after I told her, I need to check it myself and see. I just haven't done it yet.
Gotcha.
I was a little disappointed in that, but she could have pushed the wrong button. Gotcha. I mean, the new menu system is a lot easier to navigate.
That's a bonus.
It's the one big thing I'm liking is when you shut it off, it shuts that sensor down so you can get so much dust in there.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. And then for me, the battery sizes, the batteries are way bigger.
Gotcha. That's good.
So I mean, you remember, I'm coming from a A7R2, which is what? Right. That's probably 7 years old. No, probably what? maybe 5 years old now.
Yeah, for sure. It's 5 years old. For sure.
So
yeah.
So yeah, it's a big upgrade for me, man. I'm happy with it. I mean,
nice.
I'm vested in glass, so
yeah. No, definitely. Dwayne's giving us crap, calling us Sony boys.
The Sony boys.
I've got other gear. I shoot with other gear. Just,
Not me, Dwayne. I'm selling all my shit. It's all for sale.
Yeah, don't talk about selling gear because I got heat from somebody on the one show where I mentioned I'd be selling off some gear. He was kind of annoyed that I was, what did he say? My pitch to sell all my equipment or something. I don't know. He just got like a crappy comment on YouTube. I'm like, whatever, dude.
Oh, somebody on YouTube?
Yeah, I think it was on YouTube. I'm like, whatever. Sorry. I'm tired of it sitting on my shelves. But
I've been like, run that Cash App or shut up. One of the two.
Right. So did yes, Polly. Do you remember that from out of Chicago, Ron? That was a word. That was a phrase I used. I think it was. I think on the panel, like that panel we did there. It's cool to see Ron here, though.
What is poly? Explain yourself, young man.
Well, have you ever heard of like polyamory? Where it's like you can love more than one person or whatever. It's basically like polyamorous with my cameras. I shoot more than one system. I'm a little bit of a gear slut. Sorry. Polycamerous, buddy. That's right.
I need you to say that again, but with your voice a little bit deeper next time.
A little bit deeper. Yeah, I don't even remember what I said. I
Without
feel kind of embarrassed. Yeah, I think Dwayne's right too. Who cares? It's our show,
Yeah, for sure, man.
Do what I want. So, but I am interested though. In did you use like any of the tracking modes, like the face detect, eye detect, things like that?
Yeah, I use the eye autofocus, which I mean, coming from what I had, it's light years above what I had before. You know what I mean? So it's all gonna be just a lot better for me. Yeah. Now coming from your A7 III, now that would be. You should shoot it and see the difference. You know what I mean? Because you shot your A7 III, and then you can take mine and see what the difference is. Yeah. See if it's how big of an improvement it is from the 3 to the 4. I mean, because for me, it's light years better than what I had.
I'll bet for sure. Yeah, pretty excited. I'm assuming. Do you have some images from at least one of those two shoots for tonight?
No.
What? Then he's lying to us, everybody. I don't think he really shot anything. Now, my mom says she can't hear the music. I turned it down, everybody. I don't know.
She was going to dance.
So, let's jump into the camera giveaway. We'll talk a little bit about that. Let's just.
Don't you got some pictures to share? We want to see your pictures, Jamie.
Did you not bring pictures to share?
No, I didn't.
Dude.
I haven't been shooting.
All right.
It's coming, man. It's coming. I got things in the works right now.
All right, then I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share an Aninga. So
it's the Loch Ness monster.
Right. It's funny because this is an insanely heavy crop. So if you follow me or remember me talking about it, for those listening who don't know or watching who've never watched before, I spent some time in Florida earlier in the month. Took my sons down there for kind of a spring break getaway, and I took advantage of my kids liking to sleep half the day away. So I'd get up, at the crack of dawn and jet out to a wetlands. We stayed in Melbourne near Vieira in Florida. And I'm going to not remember the name of this wetlands. It's like the Mitch something wetlands. And I apologize. Just type in Vieira wetlands and you'll find it. But I'd get up each morning and walk around this wetland area, and bumped into a young gentleman there who's a local who shoots there all the time, and he was a great guide. He told me where to go, when to be there for what, et cetera, and kind of educated me on a few birds that were there that I had never seen before. And this is one of them. It's an Aninga. I think I'm saying it right. And he told me something interesting about this bird. The reason you don't see the bird's body sticking out of the water is because they don't float. Most birds have an oil on their feathers that repels water. The Aninga does not have that oil, but the benefit of not having that oil is it allows it to dive underwater and swim around underwater. And you may have seen this species of bird maybe in a Nat Geo magazine over in China, they will capture these birds, basically use them as like a crazy method of fishing. They'll put this band around their neck and then turn the bird loose underwater, and the bird can't swallow the fish all the way down because they have this band around its neck. And they pull the bird back up and basically pull the fish out, I guess, out of its throat. I don't know, but they use them for fishing there. So he, like I said, he just kind of educated me on, a little bit of that history there with the birds and why you don't see really any of it sticking out of the water, because they spend so much time underwater, and they can dive and be underwater. I think he said for probably close to 10 minutes swimming around catching fish. But what I liked about this was I watched the bird dive, and he had popped up a couple of times and then go back under. So I had a feeling for where he was going to be coming up, because he kept working in this same general direction. So I'm ready. I'm waiting. I'm shooting with the A7R3 and the Sony 200 to 600 G Master, or G, whatever it is. And sure enough, it popped up, and I started firing off some frames. The tracking worked, but like astoundingly well, which is good considering how far away the bird was. But he was just kind of flipping this bird around and never eating it. And the guy told me, he says, sometimes they will catch a fish like this, and then they'll get themselves up out of the water on a perch, and they'll kind of wave it around a little bit. Like it's almost like they're showing it off. But this one wasn't doing that, because he had speared this fish and it was stuck on his beak for about 3 minutes before he finally got it off his beak to eat it.
Oh, that's through his...
He literally speared it. Like, I think he jabbed at it to catch it and just speared it. So he swam around for about 3 minutes, waving his head all around, trying to get this fish off, which was pretty hilarious. Dust on the sensor or bubbles? Bubbles all over the place from when he popped back up out of the water. But it's Sony, so there might be a dust spot on there somewhere. Actually, I think this is a dust spot right here. I'm pretty certain that's a dust spot. But yeah, thanks a lot, smart ass Dwayne. But that's Sony for you, man. I mean, it's one of those trade-offs, for the crazy high resolution. It allowed me to crop in basically half of the image cropped out and still end up with a 20 megapixel image, which is pretty handy in these kind of scenarios. So again, that's an Aninga. And the next bird is an Aninga out of the water. So they will catch a fish, they'll climb out of the water, and then they will stand up on something and spread their wings out and dry off so that they can actually...
scary looking.
Well, I got others coming that are freakier. So again, this Aninga he's basically just drying off, or she is, whatever it is, non-binary bird, is just drying off, so that it can basically fly and, roost somewhere else so that it can dive and fish again later. They're fun to watch. Super cool birds. Probably about the size of, a little bit smaller than like a great blue heron, with obviously much shorter legs. Pretty cool though. I like the red eyes on them. So the next photo is some roseate spoonbills. I hate how crappy everything looks on a photo share across the internet. But I was hoping to get much closer to these spoonbills as they were on the ground or waiting or whatever. But where they were basically hanging out was, you'd need like a 4,000 millimeter lens to shoot them. But I did get lucky enough to shoot them as they were coming in. And you can tell by the light on them that this is, just after sunrise. So I got a whole bunch of shots of them like this. They're super colorful birds, but up close, they are very ugly birds up close. But from far away, they're gorgeous. They're almost like a flamingo with a smushed bill. Pretty cool though. Again, for me, these shots were mostly about just testing out how well the tracking of birds in flight is with the A7R3. I've got a pretty good technique down with the EM1X, and I think I get fabulous results with that camera. But I didn't have much experience with the A7R3, and especially with that giant 200 to 600 on, it's a big lens. So I just kind of wanted to test out what my capabilities were using that setup, and I was pretty floored with the results I was getting. Very happy with that. I don't remember off the top of my head settings for this, but I know I was at 600 millimeters for this. I was in shutter priority. I'm telling you, I don't know all the settings I do. Shutter priority, I think I was at 1/1500th of a second because I wanted wings frozen. and auto ISO. So this one is probably like an ISO 5000 shot because it was pretty damn early in the morning. So this next shot is an ibis. It's funny because I didn't see this bird as I was walking around this property, and I stopped to shoot that Aninga shot where he was sitting there drying off. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw some movement. I turned around, and it's this ibis. And this ibis followed me for probably 15 minutes. It always kept the same distance. And if I would turn around and stop, it would stop. It would stop like mid-step and just freeze, like it thought I couldn't see it. So I made sure to get a couple of shots of it, but I kind of had fun with it. I'd walk, take 2 steps, and I'd stop and turn real quick, and it would stop and freeze and not move. And then I'd walk.
He didn't want you to know he was following you.
Yeah, he's like, I know you can't see me. If I don't move, you don't see me. And this next one, so I told you I've got more ugly birds coming. This is a wood stork.
Christ, see, this is why I don't go to Florida.
Yeah. So I tell you what, Jerry, like all birds are like this if you start plucking feathers off of them. So this wood stork, I watched him again, same area. It was actually, I was getting ready to leave, and one of the canals that was right next to the wetlands, I noticed a roseate spoonbill down there and this big white bird, which I had never seen a wood stork before. So I stopped and parked my car on the side of the road, put the lens back on, the big lens, and ran over and just kind of sat down and watched these guys for a while as they foraged around. But you can see he's got a crayfish that he scooped it up, and it was covered in weeds and seaweed and stuff like that. And he flipped it around a couple of times, and I just had it in burst mode and was firing off shots. And when he got about to the last of the flipping around, there was no seaweed left, but you could see the crayfish pretty well in that shot.
How big is that bird? Like compared to a turkey? Bigger, smaller? It's
almost, the body size is about a sandhill crane. It's a little bit smaller than a sandhill crane body wise, but the legs are shorter for sure. It's a pretty good sized bird.
It looks like it.
Kind of freaky. This next one, I don't know what it is. And I posted it on Facebook for people to help me figure it out. And I haven't gotten a single response from anyone that makes sense. Close on a couple of things, but the facial coloring on it and everything, nothing quite lines up with the facial coloring on it and the shape of the bill. So I really don't know what it is. I'm almost like, maybe it's a leucistic ibis. I don't know what it is. But again, for me, this one came in, it was coming in hot. I was actually looking for, what do you call them? Oh my gosh, osprey. I was looking for osprey to come in because they hunt this pond that I was at. And I'm watching for them to come in. Here comes this brown bird coming in fast. And I just fired off a whole bunch of shots, tracked it, and fired off probably about 20 shots. Just again, me testing out what I can do and what the equipment can do. I think at this one, though, it was a lot lighter out. So I bumped up the shutter speed. So I was at 1/2000th of a second on this, still auto ISO, and whatever the max aperture it would allow me to do, tracking that. And again, this is at 600 millimeters as well. And a couple of, if you're in Florida, you got to shoot like the ocean, right? So I got up one morning and went up to Satellite Beach because we were near Titusville and Cape Canaveral and all that stuff. So went to Satellite Beach to watch a sunrise. And this was the best sunrise I got. It really wasn't much. But there was cool because there's at least this stand-up paddler out there to put a little human element into this as well. And for Dwayne, I pulled out probably 10 dust spots off of this photo before I prepped it for the show. Just FYI.
Stop giving Dwayne ammo.
Right. And just another shot, just somebody sitting there waiting for the sunrise as well. Or actually, this was after the sunrise had come up. You can see by how high the sun is. Same morning. It was after I was done shooting the stand-up paddler and all that. I started to walk away and saw this one kid. He was just sitting there on his phone, whatever, Snapchatting or whatever he was doing. But the original photo, I probably should have shared it. It's a great example, again, of how different tools in photography benefit you versus others. So this was shot, and basically it was exposed for the sun, and which meant that these red mangroves in the foreground were black. I mean, like no green even visible or anything. And to process this, sometimes I learned this from Shelly. Sometimes I'll just jump in and I'll hit auto and see what Lightroom suggests, right out of the gate. And that's what this was. So I just hit auto on the Lightroom settings, and it pulled those shadows all the way up no noise, tons of detail, plenty of color. And then I just went into the hue, saturation, and luminance sliders and kind of boosted the blues saturation and dropped their exposure down a little bit to give a little contrast in the sky. So again, I couldn't do that on a smaller sensor. So again, one of the benefits of a different sensor size for, being able to rescue things, I suppose, without having to bracket for a shot.
Oh, I do got a picture.
Good. It's about time. And then last, I think I've got like maybe one more after this, but prior to going to the movies one night, we saw a storm coming in, and I basically forced my kids to sit there for a half hour while I ran a time lapse of the storm. But it was fun. I did a little Facebook Live, and my youngest son Carter kind of hung out outside the car with me as we watched this, kind of work its way across the horizon. Definitely miss the Olympus cameras for stuff like this. I had shot 1,000 frames. I posted a time lapse on Facebook a couple of days ago, maybe. 1,000 frames, 3 lightning bolts out of 1,000 frames. Probably saw 7 or 8 lightning bolts, but they were all in between the frames doing a time lapse, because on the Olympus, you could kind of I would probably do pro capture in this situation because it was so light out. I don't think live composite would have worked, but make do with what you got. And I learned another valuable lesson on this trip as well. Don't set your time lapse with electronic shutter if you're trying to capture lightning, because you'll get these really cool images where the top half of the image is overexposed and the bottom half is underexposed because of like the rolling shutter when the lightning flashes. So you have to do mechanical shutter on the Sonys if you're trying to shoot lightning in a time lapse. And yeah, that's it. That's the last one that I've got from that trip.
All right, I keep going.
Keep going.
Just one more. Find one more.
Find one more.
Never mind. Screw it. I got one wedding photo to show you.
Yeah. Good.
All right. Let's get going here. Let me share my screen. Uh-oh.
Keep going. Keep going.
All right, here we go.
Let's do this.
All right, so here's a picture of my friend Jamie. Can you see
I
it?
have to share it. There we go. Sorry. You didn't take that picture.
No, I know. It's in my folder for when I did the banner. Hold on, let me find the pictures. God dog it. All right,
I was like,
wait
a minute.
Right here. All right, this is a Fuji X-T20 shot. And I was at the park the other morning when I got up, and I went to get some coffee, and I was like, them clouds look pretty cool out there hovering. And so let me go get me a basketball hoop shot, So this is Fuji X-T20, and I believe this is shot with a Minolta.
Oh, nice.
24-35. It's legacy glass.
Yeah.
And I believe this is Provia. This is shot in Provia.
Is that one of the cameras you're selling?
Yes.
Oh, dude. How much are you selling it for?
I got it up for $375.
Keep it. I'll take it. Unless that's the one that guy wants to pay you for.
No, somebody actually just messaged me about it while we were on here. But here's my wedding shot. So this was tough. Because there's 2 different types of lighting in there. The overhead lighting they looked like they were LEDs.
Gotcha.
And then the on the walls, I think they were incandescent. And they were the colors were all over the place. So I managed to squeeze this one out. But this was shot with the 28-75 camera on the Sony A7IV. And she just wanted to get a picture of them signing and then show her ring off. So, friend of mine. This is a picture, and I took this a while ago, but I never edited this photo when I was looking.
I love this. New York, right?
Yeah, it's New York, Chinatown.
Yeah.
I was there 2 years ago, and the other day, because I haven't been shooting, and I was like, yo, man, I gotta edit something. So I jumped on and started looking at photos from all the trips I've taken, and I ran across this one, and I was like, let me see what I can do with this. And I love my night stuff, so
yeah.
I thought this was pretty dope. And this was taken with the Sony A7R2, and I believe this is also the Tamron 28-75. But yeah, there goes my 3 pictures for the.
I'm glad you had something though, so that's good.
Right. I'll be better prepared next time, sir.
Just click on the stop sharing, or I guess I could remove it. There we go. All right, so here I got one more for you. I'll share something different. So I was telling you about those roseate spoonbills. That's what they look like up close. Tell me that isn't
holy hell
a freaky zombie looking.
It looks bird. Like he's wearing that gas mask that I got.
Yeah, kind of. They're beautiful when they're flying by, but I wouldn't want
that thing in his chest and run.
I would not want to meet that bird in a dark alley. Whatever, Jamie. I don't know. Yeah. So, let's jump into let's talk about this giveaway.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about it. So, it wasn't easy. It wasn't super hard either.
Clown bird, for
but
sure.
We didn't have as many entries as I had hoped for, which makes the giveaway easier. But before we go any further, I do want to say that I got a hold of Vanguard and said, hey, we are doing a giveaway and I would like you guys to be involved. So they're pitching in the bag that you see here. Actually new, not that one specifically, but it is their, I think it's the VO Go 18. It's a great little shoulder bag, perfect size for the camera we're giving away. And they're going to throw in one of these little Vesta tabletop tripods that I actually carry one everywhere I go. It's always in the bag.
That thing is cool. I saw yours. Yep. Yeah. Their Go line is really nice. Actually.
I love the Go line.
I got a VO Go. I wish I had the smaller one.
Yeah.
That thing is nice, man. I use that over my big one all the time.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that line. They're really well made. They look good. They look really good.
I just like that everything's compact and light. You know what I mean?
It's not more than you need.
With. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. So that's the bag. So they're going to throw in that bag as well. But where did my other share go? Where's my other share? Is it right here? Is that the winner? That's the winner.
That is.
So Michael Wood had the image that we feel like stood out the most to us, and this is probably one of the most popularly recommended places. It's Hocking Hills in Ohio.
A lot of people recommended that. Yeah.
Yes, and I'll tell you what, this didn't play into the decision, but it works out in my favor for sure. I've never been there,
and I've been wanting to go there too.
So pretty pumped on that. So with that being said, I know that it's probably not ideal, but we don't have a date picked out for the win yet.
We'll get it figured out. With us both traveling, we're gonna have to.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to set something in stone and be like, this is when we have to go. That way, if something pops up for me at work, I can be like, yo, I already got plans.
So keep that in mind. That Hocking Hills is the place we're gonna go, and we would like for as many of you to be there as possible. But again,
I know Dwayne's gonna be there.
Yeah, I hope so. It'll be fun. I guarantee it. And again, I mean, after 2+ years of people not doing stuff like this is gonna be fun. Who knows? It might turn into a wild ass party. I don't know.
Right. Broken cameras and broken whiskey glasses there.
But it'll be fun. And like I said, I've never been to Hocking Hills. Jerry's never been to Hocking Hills, so it'll be a blast for sure.
Oh, for sure, man.
So I guess the only way to find out when is you're gonna have to continue to watch and listen to the show and the podcast.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out
for us to announce that
next couple episodes.
But to our winner, Michael, I'm friends with him on Facebook, so he knows how to reach out to me. So you reach out to me, bud, and I will pack the camera and lens and a battery in that bag with that tripod, and I will ship it on its merry way. So congrats, buddy. Good job on
Congratulations,
that.
Michael.
It's a great photo. Dude, that photo is...
It's banger. It's a banger
for sure. It's... Let me bring that back up. Just bring that back up.
You know what it reminded me of when I went to Mirror Woods? Remember when you didn't get to go and I did?
You see me flipping you off right now?
That's what that reminded me of. That's what it looked like in there. Except the trees were a hell of a lot bigger around. But
yes, and taller by
right. But it was cool.
Times.
Yeah, that's a cool shot.
It reminds me of the Pacific Northwest or the UP. It looks super rich and lush and green, and the atmosphere is fire.
I did hear that you want to go there in the spring.
Yeah, well, then maybe we have to hustle on because of the water flowing.
Yes, yeah, you don't want it to it dries up over the year as the year goes on.
Well,
then again, we didn't get any snow, so it's probably already dry.
All the snow went south of us this year. It went to Ohio.
Oh, well.
So, well, it sounds like Jerry's maybe deciding for us. It sounds like maybe May. I'm down with May.
I'm down with May. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna do Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday?
Whatever.
It's what is it? 6-hour drive?
I don't know.
5 hours for you?
I don't know. I
think it's about 5 hours for you. About 6,
let's plan
seven for me.
That's what we'll do. We'll do a Friday. We'll do a Friday, Saturday, head out Sunday. I'm down. Okay, guys. You heard it here first.
We'll spend us all day Saturday shooting.
Yes. Yep. We'll have
we don't
Friday.
need more days than that. Yeah, we'll drive down Friday,
evening.
Hang out Friday evening, get dinner, drinks, hang out Saturday, shoot at night, go get some sleep, drive back.
All right, y'all heard it. Oh, Jerry's just an icon. Yeah, you heard it here first. I can hear you just fine.
Oh, my battery died.
Bruh, you need to get that.
Bruh, I gotta. Remember, I had to buy that.
I know, and it doesn't probably work on your new camera.
No, I don't. I tried it. The thing's too small.
Well, your new camera is USB-C, and I'll bet you could just plug it into like an adapter or something.
Yeah, you would think, yeah.
Oh, well. So
we'll get it figured out.
So, again, let's plan on, well, sounds like Rick won't be there unless he's doing 2 trips in like a month and a half. He leaves for Hocking Hills tomorrow at 8. So Rick? I'll be trolling your Facebook feed there looking for stuff for us to do.
We're going to be like, let's go every place that Rick went.
Yes. You know what, Steve? That's a very good question. Any carpooling? So this is what we'll do. Once we settle on a date, I'll make a pinned post on the Mirrorless Minutes Facebook page, and I will let everybody just kind of work amongst each other to figure out if anybody wants to carpool. It is a drive. It's a haul.
Yeah,
it's a haul for sure. So, yeah, let's do that. Once Jerry and I will kind of convene and talk on this over the next maybe week. And then during the next show, we'll have it figured out by then. I want to have it set in stone by the next show. So you got 2 weeks, folks, and then we'll know a date. No, that's kind of a long wait because that puts us into May already. If we wait. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Keep your eye on the Mirrorless Minutes Facebook page. I'll have a date.
Me going in June, it will be
May.
Iffy.
May.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go in May. So, Mirrorless Minutes caps or t-shirts. Could probably swing something. A little something. So yeah, plan on it in May, you guys. Probably at least the middle, if not like the last week of May. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. And we'll announce an official weekend date sometime within the next week. And it'll go up on the Mirrorless Minutes Facebook page. And if you follow us on Twitter, I'll throw it up on Twitter as well. Maybe Jerry and I will jump on and do a special short episode to announce the date. That's probably what we'll do.
We'll do that on one of those
cameras and cocktail shows.
Yes, sir. One of those Saturday night marathons.
Yeah, so look forward to that, you guys. I'm pumped. I can't wait to see some of you guys in person.
Yeah,
having never met a lot of the people that that watch and listen, I would be super excited to do that. I miss the social side of photography. Last week is a holiday weekend. Then it's not the last weekend. For sure, we're not going to Hocking Hills on a holiday weekend.
No.
So now we're looking at probably the 3rd weekend or the 2nd weekend in May. Y'all are making it
All right, screw it. We're going tomorrow. Everybody get the shit ready. Get the car packed.
You guys ready? We'll meet down there with Rick. Everybody's carpooling.
We're carpooling with Rick.
Rick's got a big old Sprinter van that he's modified into a camping photographer's wagon. So we're all riding with Rick. It's all settled. We're meeting in Lansing. Rick's taking us all. Grandpa Rick. So, yeah, I guess we could probably wrap up the show with that. Again, keep an eye out for us to do a post about maybe doing a cameras and cocktails chat sometime soon.
Yeah.
And we'll have a date set up by then.
Yeah.
But again, plan on probably the second or third weekend in May, and we'll make it happen. So with that said, Jerry's waving goodbye. I'm just assuming he is. And we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Take care. Thanks for watching. And thanks for spreading the word about the podcast. Because I know you're doing it.
We appreciate you guys.
All right.